was at this moment it became clear to me that my brother needed Emma. He needed her not just as a girlfriend or wife, but as a carer. Someone who could look after him, keep him upright, punch him when he farts, speak for him when he's too drunk to talk, chuck him in at night, but most importantly, make him aware when his massive gay hand. As for my brother, I'm pretty sure he knew Ems was a keeper from the first time they kissed. As, unfortunately, James and Emma, his wind got the better of him. He actually had a little burp in her mouth.
Yes, he did.
I knew my brother had a problem with wind, but I always thought it was from the other end. Like the time he was on holiday with my parents in the south of France. He farted in the kitchen. A mysterious substance hit the white tiled floor. But we won't go into that one too much. While on the subject of flatulence and smells, is that a nice warm baguette I can smell? Where's Alan? Alan! 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 Alan!
Alan!
Where's Alan? We've got your baguette.
Yes, Alan.
What's that back to Alan?
Alan.
Come on. For those that don't know, we had the stag do in the Costa del Sol. And if we learned anything, it was that Alan loves a nice warm baguette. Carl, I'm just going to go to the garage and get us another warm baguette. Alright, Alan, nice one. And apparently he supports West Ham, but Donnelly will be here later. Alan mentioned it in his speech. He's basically a better seal than he's ever been a human being. And as for James, well, I think he's finally regained the power of speech. To be fair, pretty tame, really. Right.
But tonight we're down in hell!
In all seriousness, though. In all seriousness, though, I would like to say I love you, James, and it has been an absolute honour to be one of your best men. Whether you still ask me, I'm not so sure. But you'll be pleased to know that's it for me and my part in the dossier of doom. I'm sure you two will be happy together for a long, long time. That is James, as long as you remember. Ems is always right. If in doubt, ask Ems. No, still ask Ems. And most importantly, I forgot to give you your Pampers in case you're feeling a bit loose tonight. Most important bit. And most importantly, make sure Megan is happy with everything.
It's a good point. Good point, well made.
You may now kiss the bride, but
She's
keep
over
your
there.
fathers away. So, thank you, that's it for me.
I didn't declare this in the church today, but James has in fact been married before. His relationship to his first estranged wife, rich, filthy Hank Alderton, lasted over a decade and spanned 3 houses. I call this chapter of James' life the Sparky and Ratchet years. Soon after leaving school, they moved into their first house.
Oh my God!
It's a nice and decorated place. They still took their washing nursing home, and they exploited their elderly neighbour into tending to the garden to allow more time for smoking their special cigarettes. They did give them their first taste of independence. Now, the bath displayed a crop of pubis Borat would have been proud. And the kitchen was the kind of place where if you stood still for more than a second, you'd be rooted to the floor. In fact, there was a story once of a party where some random lad came round and just pissed in the corner of their kitchen. And they were absolutely outraged at the time, but knowing what we know now about James's incontinence, maybe this was actually a cover-up by Wakefield himself. And this poor lad was made the scapegoat of one of James's little kitchen mishaps. As they moved into their 20s, they felt the need to become city slickers. And they moved to a courtyard a stone's throw from where we'd bought our stink bombs as children. Away from prying eyes, it was at this address where Sparky and Ratchet's marriage was really able to blossom. After a few years renting in the city, shrewd businessman James realised that if he was going to have to keep paying the way for his spouse, he might as well do it in a home that he owned. He decided to buy a house back in the hood of directly opposite a pub that most of our friends were now barred from, so there was no danger of drunken pals turning up unannounced. Having spent many years watching Filthy Hank get all the girls, James soon learned from his mistakes and decided he needed a partner of his own. Of the female variety of this guy. And this is when he met Emma, and he knew straight away that this girl was a keeper. Now, I've known James for 28 years. We've drifted apart a few times, but he keeps coming back. Every time I paid this girl to run him over outside the school, and he came back, he's been milking this pimplin. He never did give me my cut of the compensation money either. Never mind. But in all seriousness, 28 years speaks for itself. James is a great friend and someone who's very difficult to fall out with. Emma will probably fall out with him often, but he will never fall out with her. He wouldn't dare. He's passed up girl in Magaluf to carry me home, although he probably didn't have a shot anyway if gay hand couldn't. She's consistently visited me up north and overseas. Been to watch Norwich on a freezing cold January when he doesn't even like football. And he even lent me his modest swimming trunks on holiday, but I won't show you. James didn't go to uni. He trained as a welder when he left school, and then realising his potential, his employers moved him into the design team, and he now travels all over the world representing his company. He went to college for over a decade to get to where he is now, and he's stuck at his job some 16 plus years. And Emma, I really think this is the kind of commitment you can expect from him in your marriage. When Wakey first told me of his proposal, I was really pleased for them both, once he allowed me to get dressed. I knew I had to accept the days of the space cowboys were finally over. Emma's a lovely girl. That you've seen here, and she has wisdom beyond her years. Like James, she's a real grafter. She's an accomplished businesswoman, just like James. She manages a large team, has advanced quickly in her company, as they obviously recognise the talent she has in abundance. She's super organised and very determined, and I think Wack said it best when he said if Ems went on apprentice, she would just wipe the floor with them, and I totally agree with him, to be honest. They're a real power couple for the future. Beckham's watch out. And when they're not taking over the world, they really know how to kick back. Whether we're out partying together or chilling on the sofa, they genuinely enjoy each other's company, and I think they complement each other beautifully. I can say hand on heart that I feel confident they'll be together forever. And ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses to the bride and groom.